Good afternoon, everyone. Andy Shelton with ScenePro here. I wanted to give you a real quick look at what you can do as far as a deep dive into the data that you get from the ScenePro tool and through the ScenePro Analysis software. What I've got displayed here is a GoPro video that's been synced to the ScenePro system. This is the data tracing that we obtained from it. Over here to the right, we've just got a numerical display that's going to count along as we go. This in the lower left-hand corner is a satellite map and a tracing of where the vehicle actually traveled through the GPS signal during our actual test. Displayed here, I've got speed in miles per hour is my red trace. The blue trace is longitudinal acceleration in G's. The jagged tan or yellow trace is vertical acceleration in G's. We've got pitch angle degrees is going to be the magenta color that kind of drops off down here at the bottom. And then we've got longitudinal acceleration in G's is the green color. I've got it at the point right before the brakes engage. Everything should show to be some level of stasis at this point. This is going to be that steady state moment while I was getting ready to apply the brakes. You'll notice right away when the brakes are applied that you do have some vertical acceleration changes, and it could very well be picking up my movement in the vehicle as we step forward. And I'm just using arrow keys to step forward, so we're going 1/100th of a second increments, stepping into the data. You immediately notice that we've gotten onto movement in the vertical acceleration, the vector acceleration, as well as the longitudinal acceleration. And then the pitch angle, you'll notice, will actually go up as opposed to going down, which surprised me a little bit when I started looking at this data. So the nose of the vehicle, right from the very get-go, actually shows a little bit of an increase. So it's going upward. And then as you see the longitudinal acceleration and vector acceleration both start to increase, you'll see that the pitch angle here has pitched back over, and now it's going to drop off. And then as we get down towards the lower end of this trough on the longitudinal acceleration, you'll notice that there's some rocking in that. This is going to be both from weight shift of the vehicle as well as from the ABS pulsing. And you'll notice that you've got some pitch of the vehicle here, and the vertical acceleration it stays pretty consistently jagged through here. I think this is probably going to be a pretty good example of what's going on with the ABS pulsing on the truck, because I did have full ABS activity. So I'm going to go ahead and just step back here and let this play for just a second. And you can see, I'm going to back up and play it again. You can see the movement of the vehicle in relationship to both your vector and longitudinal acceleration lines. And then you'll note as we step into it, and I'm going back to my arrow keys again, as the vehicle pitches upward towards the tail end of it here, you can see the nose of the vehicle rise, and as it pitches downward, you can see the nose of the vehicle drop down again. So I've gotten the video is very tightly synced to my data. Here is your time of the run, and this is the overall for the full loop that I did. That's not the time of the individual test. I've actually dropped that chart off of it just so I could show you this. But let me know what you think. If you've got any questions about what you're seeing here and what I'm doing with it, drop me a message either on YouTube or on LinkedIn. I will reply back to you as well as I can. Thank you. Goodbye.